All right, and here we go. So, oh, the things we learn as we move along. Notice that we now have one, two, three solenoids running now. So now I could hit three individual strings. This is my proof of concept for making something bigger work. So if you've been following along, you know that I've already been talking about making a digital instrument, but an analog instrument. So I can use these to play a guitar or a xylophone or a bongo drum. Super cool. And what am I running them off of? I'm running them off of this guy right over here, the Cutie Pie. But the Cutie Pie, oh my goodness, it's awesome. I love it. It's teeny tiny. But if you try to plug into pins A0 and A1 for running your solenoids, they go crazy. Now, there might be a good reason for that, and I should really look into that. In the meantime, it was my chance to experiment with something else. And then we get to this guy right over here. And this is a GPIO expander board. So general purpose input output expander board, which gives me a ton more pins. So I'm not just stuck with A2 and A3. I've got basically almost all the pins on this board, which means I can take my original two controls that I had for my first two solenoids and then add a third one. Suddenly I've got three. And there we go. We're at three. Now, there's one other thing. One other teeny tiny thing you gotta bear in mind. And for that, we need to go to my computer screen. Okay, so what are we looking at here? Check out line number 8. So line number 8's a little bit different. Why is it different? Well, it turns out that to get I2C connections working, if you're using a Cutie Pie, you kind of have to tweak the command a little bit. Thank you, Mr. John Park, for putting that in your video. Super duper handy. So what are we doing? We're using bus IO and grabbing SLC and SDA, and then suddenly we have access to all the pins on the board. Otherwise, it doesn't work. Anyways, thanks for following along. See you in the next one. Cheers.